The Division VI defending state champion Kirtland Hornets are looking to make it to Ohio Stadium again this year. Standing in their way, the 12-0 Cuyahoga Heights Redskins, who are looking for their first championship trophy. Can the Hornets keep their chances of a repeat alive, or will the Redskins ride their winning streak into the next round? We'll find out who moves into the Final Four next on Time Warner Cable Sports Channel. It's an unseasonably warm November night here in Solon, Ohio, and the fans are filing into Stewart Field for a big Division VI regional final between the Kirtland Hornets and the Cuyahoga Heights Redskins. Hi again, everybody. David Wilson, along with former Ohio State quarterback Greg Fry and all of our Time Warner Cable Sports Channel crew. Welcome back to our coverage of high school football. A big regional final tonight and a spot in the state Final Four up for grabs. It's Kirtland against Cuyahoga Heights. And Greg Fry, let's take a look at the way these teams got here. It has been a fairly easy path to the regional final for both teams.
Yeah, both teams have really rolled through the playoffs. I think the one common opponent has been Springfield that both teams have beaten so far this year, but they've come in untested. But here we are in the regional final, and we're in for a great matchup tonight.
Well, it's a neutral site game, but Kirtland is the visiting team by way of their lower seed. Let's talk about the Hornets, Greg Fry, 11-1. Their only loss to Cuyahoga Heights. They are the defending state champ in Division VI. They want to get back.
Yeah, they've been there 5 straight years in a row. They've won 3 of the last 5. They are the defending state champs, but there's one blemish on their record, and it happens to be against this Redskin team that they're facing tonight.
Well, they are a big-time running ball club under their great head coach Tiger Laverty, and a young man, just a sophomore, really making a name for himself in Kirtland football. That's Joey Torok.
Yeah, Joey Torok's doing a great job. Only a sophomore, 17 touchdowns on the year, averaging 9.5 yards per carry. He's only 140 pounds. He plays both ways, and that could be a factor tonight. But when they run the football, he's going to be one of their feature guys.
Well, the top seed Cuyahoga Heights Redskins under Al Martin, 12-0. Greg, how have they done it?
They played great defense and played great offense. They run the triple offense, triple option on the offensive side. They also throw the football. They're really good at taking care of the football. They have sound special teams. And really defensively, they've only given up 14 points in the last 4 weeks, so they get it done on the defensive side as well.
Well, Cuyahoga Heights, they want to run the football, and they look to their big fullback, Lucas Durazio.
Well, Lucas Durazio is impressive. 6'2", 195-pound junior, 21 touchdowns on the ground. He's averaging 5.5 yards per carry. Also excels. You'll see him quite a bit, making an effect on the defensive side of the ball, too. So when they run the football, he's going to be the guy.
It's Kirtland and Cuyahoga Heights. We'll have the kickoff next. Come on back on Time Warner Cable Sports Channel. OHSAA Playoff Football on Time Warner Cable Sports Channel is presented by Southwest General. Get better here. Visit swgeneral.com today. Welcome back, my friends, to Time Warner Cable's coverage of high school football. Stewart Field here at Solon High School, the site of tonight's regional final between Cuyahoga Heights and Kirtland. David Wilson along with Greg Fry. Scott Leo will join our broadcast from the sidelines in a few moments. Greg, let's take a look at some keys to the game tonight in this great matchup between conference rivals from the Chagrin Valley Conference.
Well, for Kirtland, it's going to be third downs. In their initial matchup, they struggled on third downs offensively, and Cuyahoga Heights really converted on third downs. They know they've got to convert to hold the football. For the Redskins, they've got to get off to a fast start. They won 21-0 the first time they met. I think getting off to a fast start with the football and scoring early is going to apply pressure, and they've got to apply pressure in all phases of the games and make it difficult for Kirtland all night long.
Well, the aforementioned Scott Leo is roaming the sidelines for us tonight. He's ready to check in with his first report of the night, Scott.
Yeah, thanks, Dave. Great to be with you guys tonight. And it's a good night to be a sideline reporter. We've got Week 3 weather in week number 13. Looking back at the regular season meeting between these teams, Tiger Laverty, the head coach for Kirtland, said this week it was pretty simple. He said Cuyahoga Heights is a really good team. They blocked and tackled better than we did. He pointed out that on third downs, his team was not able to get stops, and on offense, they were held just 49 yards in the first half, 131 total, and it was the first time the Hornets had been shut out since 2010. For Cuyahoga Heights, you look at what they did, their players talked about it being a milestone victory. junior fullback and safety Lucas Durazio remembers his brother Zach quarterbacking this team to the last win over Kirtland. Brett Lowther, the quarterback of this club, said it was a childhood dream to beat Kirtland. The question becomes this, guys: can dreams come true twice in a 28-day span for Cuyahoga Heights?
We are about to answer that question. We are off and running. Dylan Drummond receives that kick in the end zone, and it'll be a touchback to start the football game. Kirtland kicking off. Cuyahoga Heights in the red uniforms tonight will have the football first. And you take a look. Greg Fry and Brett Lowther, very efficient field general. 15 TDs versus only 2 interceptions.
Yeah, 12 touchdowns on the ground, so it shows he can run the football too. So he's making a lot of good decisions and making a lot of plays with the football.
First play of the night, they're going to wrap Lowther up in the backfield, and a great start for the Kirtland defense. Wrapping him up, Jonathan Miller, the big defensive lineman, the senior. Our starting lineups brought to you as always by our friends at Southwest General, providing award-winning health care to residents of Greater Cleveland. Get better here. Visit swgeneral.com today. Big loss on first down. They go to Drummond, their go-to receiver, Greg, and he makes the grab. Gets the lost yardage back, plus a couple of more. But Dylan Drummond, the junior, that's his 44th catch of the year as we take a look at the Kirtland defense. Owen Loncar right there in the middle of that linebacking core. Defensive backfield of Gardner and Miller. Well, with both teams being predominantly running attacks, Greg, all week while sort of prepping for this game, I kept sort of coming back to Drummond, who gets the pitch here and has some good yardage, but he's going to be short of the first down. I just feel Drummond, Greg, might be an X factor tonight for the Redskins.
He's an excellent receiver, and you can see they're running the football as well. He's got quite a lot of speed, comes up limping there, but it's a great tackle, team tackle. With Alex Weaver's going to be the one, I believe, eventually brings him down from the linebacker position. Great job getting support in the secondary as well. That's a big stop on third down.
Kirtland's Palmer Caparetta got it. Punted away by Lowther, the quarterback. And this one will not be returned. Takes a nice bounce for Cuyahoga Heights. With these smaller school divisions, Greg, sometimes the most compelling and interesting matchups. You have smaller rosters, thus both teams have players going both ways on the field for almost every play. It's some very exciting football.
It is exciting football, and again, you've got, because the rosters are smaller, you're going to have guys going both ways, and that's a factor. And it could be a factor tonight, but with the weather, I don't think it's going to be a factor from a stamina standpoint at all. These guys have earned the right to be here, and we're going to see a great game.
Dylan Fulco is the quarterback. He's just a junior. Torok lining up in the backfield, and he will get the pitch. Flag comes out. Torok, a nice cut right there at the numbers on the left. He's brought down around the 35-yard line, but we'll see what the penalty is all about. Scoreless game, first quarter. Officials will talk things over. It's all week, everyone talking about that Week 9 matchup. Was about to be a call. An illegal motion penalty against the Hornets. They will mark this penalty yardage off, Greg. But when you go back to that Week 9 matchup, a big win for Cuyahoga Heights, 21-0. 4 straight wins since that week for both of these teams. How much of a factor is that first meeting?
Well, I think it's a factor. I mean, that was the first time in 9 meetings that Heights was able to beat Kirtland. So from a confidence standpoint, that's a big element for Al Martin's team. They know they can get it done now, but it's a long time ago too. And if you're Cuyahoga Heights, you're going to know that you're going to take Kirtland's best shot tonight.
Fulco, the quarterback, completing 57% of his passes on the year, and he can do this as well, and that is run for it. Design quarterback keep to the right, and he goes out across the 35-yard line, close to the 37.
Well, I love that play. They go trips to the wide side. Fulco, as you can see, done a nice job this year. 683 yards through the air, 11 touchdowns, but he's also run for 6, and you can see he's got over 500 yards rushing. Evidenced by that play. They're going to use his feet quite a bit as well.
Second down, 3 to go. First offensive possession for the 11-1 Kirtland Hornets. And again, trying to run it, and Cuyahoga Heights with some nice penetration there up front defensively. And our starting lineups brought to you by our friends at Southwest General. Southwest General, providing award-winning health care to residents of Greater Cleveland. Get better here. Visit swgeneral.com today. Torok and Ward, along with Dages in the backfield, highlighting that skill set for Kirtland. Third down and 2. Torok down in the backfield. Boy, for the second straight play, Greg. Great penetration by Cuyahoga Heights. That time it was Matt Harris who got in there. The senior knocks him down. Take a look at the Cuyahoga Heights defense right there. Keep an eye there on DeRazio and Drummond. Stefanko had 2 interceptions in their regional semifinal win last week. Punted away. And a return here for Lowther, the quarterback, on special teams. And out across the 40. Good field position here for Cuyahoga Heights.
Not too many times you're going to see your quarterback as your punt return, but you can see his skill level. Nice job at the catch, returning that. That's, it's about a 10-yard return, but that's a big factor when you got a guy of his size that you know he's going to catch the football, and the ball's in good hands.
Cuyahoga Heights looking for their first regional championship since 1998, but that does not tell the story of the success of this program under Al Martin. 12-0 here in 2016 in the number 1 seed, trying to get to the Final Four. And the Redskins keep it on the ground with Lucas DeRazio, the junior fullback, third brother in his family to play at the varsity level for the Cuyahoga Heights program.
Boy, he's a good-looking running back, 6'2", 195, only a junior. And you can see he's driving his legs into the hole, following that left-hand side of the offensive line.
DeRazio, 21 rushing touchdowns. Second down and 8. To throw. Looking for Drummond out in the flat. That's incomplete.
Palmer can credit a nice job of coverage right there, but that's a swing and a miss by Brett Lowther. Had him open. They ran the hitch route in the first series. They came back to it because they had it open, and he just overthrew that.
Capretta, number 19 in the defensive backfield for Kirtland, a guy to keep an eye on. He has 4 interceptions on the season, so he can jump the route.
And it comes as no surprise that he'll be covering Dylan Drummond probably quite a bit tonight. Drummond's a big-time receiver. He's got 6 touchdowns on the year, and he is explosive. Runs great routes.
Shotgun formation now. Lowther back to throw, gets hit as he unleashes it, and it is picked off. Kirtland has the football. See who's on the bottom of that pile. Looks like it's Jeremy Davis who came up with that INT for the Kirtland Hornets. That is the 17th interception by the Hornets this year.
Well, that's all about pressure. They brought both linebackers up the middle, and they got a hit on Lowther as he was releasing the football. And when you can do that, watch as he releases. He's going to take the shot by the linebacker blitz, and that ball just flutters. An excellent job going up and getting it by Jeremy Davis. Big turnover early in the game.
First and 10, football at the 47-yard line. Get across midfield into Cuyahoga Heights territory. Still early, 6:50 to go here in the first quarter in this Division 6 Region 21 final. Winner of this game will advance to play the Region 23 winner. That's Newark Catholic against Beverly Fort Fry. That game going on tonight as well. Second down and 5 for the defending state champion Kirtland Hornets. Pitch back to Torok. Taking it under the left arm, picking his way to the outside. You've got a flag coming. And it's thrown out there at about the 48-yard line. It's going to go against the Hornets, and Greg, probably a hold coming up.
Yeah, it was thrown to the vicinity of Jack Bailey, the left tackle.
On the offense, number 17. It'll be a 10-yard penalty from the spot.
10-yard walk-off.
Well, that's painful because an excellent pickup by Joey Torok that's going to be negated. And that's 2 penalties in 2 series so far. You can see now you got a wide receiver.
It's like they caught Jesse Woodall there. So now a 2nd and 15. Football at the 42-yard line. Hornets operating in their own territory. And it looks like a whistle and maybe a timeout taken here. I don't think the Hornets had the right personnel on the field. 6:06 to go here in the first quarter. We'll take a timeout here. Back with more from Solon, Ohio in this Division 6 regional final in a moment. Along with our producer, Kerry Smith, our director, Jim J. Jack, our sideline reporter, Scott Leo, David Wilson, Greg Fry, back here in the catbird seat. 2nd down and 15. Scoreless game so far in this Division 6 regional final. So Kirtland getting that timeout, getting their right package out there. Tiger Laverty, the head man at Kirtland, trying to get them back to a 6th consecutive state championship game. Halfback option pass, and that one's intercepted. That's Dylan Drummond on the interception. Torok looking downfield, Greg. So a little wrinkle in there for the Hornets, but it backfires. You have reciprocal interceptions.
Well, he had a man open. He had the 2-receiver route. The underneath route was open. He just overthrows it. He made the right decision. He just overthrows it a little bit, right over the receiver's head, and guess who? Dylan Drummond there. You know he's going to make the catch. His knee hits the ground, but that's a big turnover, and you're right. It's goes back the other way now.
So each team with a turnover, and Cuyahoga Heights in the offense behind Brett Lowther back out. Here's the flip. This is Drummond running it to midfield, gets tripped up. Ankle tackle over there by Torok. Keeps him from really breaking it into the open field. But Drummond hits the pitch, and he knew what to do with it after that.
That's so difficult to defend when you got a receiver coming in motion with speed like that, and Lowther makes the right decision, makes a great pitch, and Dylan Drummond with a shoestring from taking that one to the house.
So they've used Drummond in the ground game so far tonight. 36. Durazio, the lone man in the backfield. 2nd and 1 after the 9-yard run. Up the middle, Durazio has the first down and more. And boy, Greg, when they can open that hole for him up front, and the Cuyahoga Heights offensive line has been very effective in doing that all season. Once they can give him a little bit of daylight, he is tough to bring down.
And you got to give credit to Chad McDaniel, the center, and right guard Bailey Wolski. Great blocks executing that, and also for Ralph Lowther for making the right read. You get your fullback run that dive like that effectively, it opens up everything else you do offensively, and it really wears down on defense.
So 1st and 10 now for the Redskins in a scoreless game. Just under 5 to play here in the first quarter. And Kirtland wise to that one, trying to hand it off to Ryan Polk. And Owen Lonkar shot the gap and got in there and wrapped him up.
So far tonight, the Hornets, when they have success, they get penetration. This time, Lonkar, watch him come. He's gonna jump the gap, runs right through it. Great read. He figures out where the ball is. He runs right past Durazio to make the play. That's a big-time play by Owen Lonkar, 5'11", 185 senior.
Team high now, 67 tackles. That is his 10th tackle for a loss on the year. Lowther to throw, long 2nd down. Drummond is out of bounds when he makes the catch. 3rd down and 13 coming up as they took a shot downfield for their speedster.
When he gets pressure from the right-hand side, Blake Andonian's going to get there, but it's just thrown out of bounds. His ball never has a chance. But it shows you how difficult to defend this team because they go from the triple option to 4 wides. And you got a quarterback back there in Lowther that can throw it across the field and a great receiver, Dylan Drummond. Very, very difficult to defend.
Well, as Al Martin was saying earlier this week, that's one of the things that they really have felt has made them such an effective offensive unit. Now they're on the move. Line drive pass caught by Drummond at about the 31-yard line. That's going to be very close to a first down depending on the spot.
Boy, that is amazing execution. Good job by Lowther. Watch him. He's going to get up in the hole, work vertically, and the throw is behind Drummond, but he takes his hands to the football. That's extremely impressive the way he brought that down.
Well, they're going to come out of here with a 4th down. There is an injured player. The Hornets have a player shaken up. They're going to take a look out here. No score, 3:40 to go in the first quarter of play. We were talking earlier about Cuyahoga Heights. Greg, this is their 18th playoff appearance under Al Martin in his 20 seasons as the head coach. 18 trips to the postseason out of 20 opportunities. This is a guy who has really committed to building a program at Cuyahoga Heights. Many of his assistants have been with him for the long haul, and they really have a great thing going in Cuyahoga Heights.
Yeah, they've had a great program. Obviously, he's a great coach, but he's got the talent this year to take this team beyond this game. He's certainly got to get over this hurdle, but they've done a tremendous job so far this year. They haven't lost a game, and if you're watching this game, you can see why, because they're solid on both sides of the ball. And 4th and 1 here. It's not a matter of whether you're going for it, it's a matter of what play to call, because he's going.
4th down and 1. We'll check in with Scott Leo in a moment. So here we go. Big play here early for the Redskins. 2 men in the backfield and some movement there. And a timeout taken by Kirtland. This will be their 2nd timeout. You can see some of the coaches over there very unhappy. Greg, what do you think is going on?
It's called a lack of communication. They didn't like their personnel, so they got that timeout called to make sure they're lined up correctly.
Let's check in with Scott Leo on the sideline.
Guys, speaking of coaches and communication, this Cuyahoga Heights team has a unique technology advantage when it comes to trying to figure out what went right or didn't go right on a specific play. They have a video system that is wirelessly connected to tablets down here on the sidelines. So assistant coaches are constantly replaying every single play on a tablet, an iPad, if you will. So after the Redskins threw an interception earlier, Coach Al Martin ran over to one of the other coaches and said, "Let me see it, let me see it." And they replayed on that tablet the play 4 or 5 different times, and he was pointing at different things and went immediately over to the offense to coach him up. So a neat technology advantage that you don't often see at the high school level. Video connected wirelessly to those tablets on the sidelines.
Sort of an NFL touch, if you will.
Well, technology has certainly entered the game at the highest level when it's reached the high school level. And as a coach, I can tell you that makes a big difference when you can see the play.
D'Orazio gets him the first down. Nothing fancy there, Greg, just over the left tackle.
Yeah, I mean, why get fancy? You got a good offensive line, you got a great back, and D'Orazio just run the dive. The left-hand side of the offensive line got a good push behind Schaefer and Teeter and Chad McDaniel. Excellent job in the down block. Easy first down.
John Teeter, big number 74 on the left side of that line, 6'2", 225, and a junior. First down play. Lowther, another line drive pass right through the hands of Drummond, and Capretta almost had that one.
Well, he's been high throwing the football to the right tonight so far. He's missed 2 of them a little bit too high for Drummond. Capretta's been very close to another interception.
New play sent in. Lowther. Last week, 7 of 10, 148 yards and a touchdown. And their victory over St. Thomas Aquinas, 34-0 to get here to the regional final. top, and that one overthrown. Drummond, the intended target. And again, we're having a real nice one-on-one battle tonight with Drummond and Capretta.
Well, if you get, look, if I'm calling the plays and I got Drummond one-on-one, we're going for it. But just misfired a little bit. I think it's the pressure that's getting louder. He threw that ball before he wanted to really throw it. And he had Moran and just unable to connect. Let's give some credit to that defense for getting pressure and for Capretta for locking it down.
They did pressure him and actually got a hit on the quarterback, which helped force that interception on their last possession. Not yet in the red zone, but at the 25-yard line. 3rd down and 10. Now they're in trouble. He'll go down. Sacked by the Hornets. And again, Jeremy Davis making a big defensive play.
Jeremy Davis makes the play. Blake Andonian again, number 1, getting pressure from the defensive tackle position, but they do a great job to the Hornets of cutting him off. Monclar cuts him off. It's a great job because they know he's going to sprint out. They've watched the film. They cut him off, and they force him up in the pocket, and here comes the help. And Davis finishes it.
So that drive stalls. 4th and 18. They will punt the football away. This is Lowther, end-over-end kick. They might be able to down this when they do. At about the 2-yard line. What a job by Lowther. And great punt coverage. Joey Stefanko got down there, Greg, and was able to smother that football, and a long field ahead for the Hornets.
Field position is always a key in a game like this in special teams. And you can make a punt like that and bury the opponent down there. You can really set up a short field for your offense, assuming you can get a stop.
Kirtland defense holds. I was reading some articles this week about the Kirtland Hornets, and it's an article written by John Kampf of the News Herald about the Kirtland defense. One of his great lines in that article is where you have 1, you have 11. Sort of a swarming mentality, if you will, for the Hornets defense. They try and run it up the middle. A little bit of room to work with. Falco keeps it.
Jimmy Picar's playing center tonight, number 68. Fulco just follows Picar, and they got a nice pickup there, just going straight ahead. They pick up 5 yards. Nothing fancy there.
Mayo, Austin Mayo switching over to a tight end position for this game tonight. Picar hiking the football. Kirtland 11-1. They're only lost to Cuyahoga Heights. On the right side, Drummond finally able to wrestle down to the ground. The ball carrier for the Hornets, that was Ryan Lips, the wide receiver, carrying it, number 17. And Drummond held on for dear life, or Lips would have taken it to the house.
That's a great play fake in the backfield by Dylan Fulco, and Lips does a nice job just determined to get the first down and runs through Drummond.
So 1st and 10, all the way out to the 21-yard line. This drive began at the 2. Scoreless game here. Division 6 regional final. And again, good running room up the middle. Close to the 28.5-yard line.
This is Brett Deemer in the backfield. He's lined up in that secondary. Look how he takes the handoff. You can tell he's not in the backfield typically to give me that thing.
I love the way they refer to Deemer, their jumbo back.
I love it.
And nothing fancy here, but a nice job by the Redskins knocking down the ball carrier. And that time, I believe that was Fulco again. Short yardage situation. So now 3rd and 2. And both coaches this week, Greg, talked about the need to convert on short yardage opportunities.
It's 3rd down conversions are critical for both these teams. Both teams possess the football quite a bit because they run the football so well. They move the chains well. Both teams are used to going on long drives, but it's about 3rd down conversions.
During the season to this point, Kirtland has been a 42% 3rd down team, and now you have flags coming out. False start against the Hornets, so that will move it back and make it a little tougher. 3rd and 6.
That'll drive Tiger Laverde nuts. I mean, they had him at third and short situation, but miscommunication again up front. You could just tell they weren't on the same page, the Hornets, and had to burn a timeout. Excuse me, they got penalized.
And that's the end of our first quarter. So a defensive struggle so far here in this Division 6 Region 21 final as these teams battle for a spot in the Final Four. Second quarter action coming up next. We go to the second quarter here at Solon Stewart Field. Take a look here, Greg, at the number 1 seeds remaining. Cuyahoga Heights, one of them. 15 number 1 seeds remaining in the state playoffs. 15 undefeated schools. Cuyahoga Heights, member of that group as well at 12-0. That's Deemer again, and he gets him the first down. The big man rumbles for 6.
How about that? 3rd and 6. And they're just running with Deemer. Nothing flashy right there, and he gets the first down. Talk about a big pickup and moving the chains.
So the Hornets convert on that 3rd down. We were talking about their 3rd down conversion rate earlier. 42% on the season. You mentioned Tiger Laverde. We get to play tonight 1-14-14 as the Kirtland head coach. Straight ahead running.
You gotta love it.
He is saying, look, I'm carrying the football now.
5'9", 240 junior, and running like a beast.
He is big number 62.
And I love the technique of him getting the ball. He does a fairly good job getting his hands where they need to be, but not perfect. But you just gotta love a lot. Basically alignment in the backfield. I have the ultimate appreciation. Now, as having been a coach, I've done that before. You get a guy like that, get the ball.
Second down and 6. He'll try and break around the left side. He takes a couple of guys with him to the 40. Pickup of 3.
Well, he takes on Chad McDaniel. McDaniel's 5'11", 184. And not only, he doesn't try to run him over, he gives a little spin move.
This is not unusual for the Hornets. Deemer carried the ball 58 times in their previous 12 games. 320 yards, 7 touchdowns, including a TD last week, and their regional semifinal win. And that was against Middletown Springfield, 35-13. Full house backfield. Torok cut down before he can get through the line of scrimmage. Well done by the Redskins. That was Matt Harris again jumping in there and had some help as well. McDaniel was there. 4th down for the Hornets.
You see the team speed by the Redskins running football. Look at them coming down. Good job by Tyler Selleck setting the edge. He got a lot of help. Good job running the football.
Lips is the punter. And again, a nice Kirtland bounce. This will pin the Redskins back all the way to the 15-yard line. That's a 46-yard punt, no return. And a defensive struggle so far, Greg Fry. Anything surprise you about the way this has played out so far?
Not at all. I think you get 2 great football teams, and the first matchup was 21-0, won by Heights, but you got 2 teams that want to advance very, very badly, and you got 2 good football teams. So I expected a close game, and it's going to be one of those games, a couple plays here or there, turnovers, a big play is going to be a difference maker by the end of the night.
Hey, let's check in with Scott Leo. He has some thoughts on Tiger Laverde.
Well, guys, Tiger Laverde has become a legend at Kirtland, leading this Hornets program. 5 straight trips to the state championship game. Last year, that improbable come-from-behind victory against Marion Local when the Flyers scored on their first 2 possessions and led 13-0. Dave, you and I have both had a chance to call their state championship games on radio and are both fans of what Coach Laverde has done. You talk about a guy that's comfortable in his own skin. We were standing at midfield talking to Al Martin pregame, and Tiger comes walking over with a can of Diet Coke in his hand to let Coach Martin know they were making a numbers change and a change to their starting lineup. I don't think I've ever seen that right before a regional championship.
Well, there was no doubt about it, given the high stakes of this game, as you see a great play there by the Kirtland defense. But both coaches very serene before the game tonight. Maybe inside they were churning, but they didn't show it to us.
I think they were churning inside, but you get this deep in the season, you know what your team's going to do. You know what you're up against. They played each other before, so they're ready to go. They're relaxed.
Jonathan Miller had a nice defensive play on that last handoff. 3rd down and 9. It's a big play for the Hornets. This could potentially flip the field a little bit. Back to throw. Lowther has it batted down. Big play turned in by Khalid Albasi. Big man got up there and smacked that one down.
Now, Albasi's 6'4", 280, sophomore, and he got up in the air. And that's coaching too. They're looking for a quarterback to release the football. They get their hands up. Good. The Heights offensive line did a nice job protecting Lowther, but boy, big play right there.
6'4", 280. Albasi just a sophomore. Here is the punt. Capretta. He will try a return, but he was backpedaling there, and that gave the punt coverage time to get down there and wipe him out without the benefit of a return. But the Hornets will come back out offensively in a scoreless game. 8:05 to go here in the second quarter. Region 21 final. The winner moves on to the state Final Four. And just listening to Scott's report talking about Tiger Laverty and his staff, 5 consecutive trips to the state final, Greg. Never mind winning it 3 times, but a 5-year run of getting into the state finals. They have a chance to get there again.
I'm always impressed with programs that do that, and it's about a program, it's about culture.
Double handoff, Capretta ended up the ball carrier. Short gain.
Tiger Laverty and his staff have created a culture of winning, and you can just see the execution right here. These guys believe so big that they can get back there that it shows up on the field, and I'm sure it shows up every day. And the way that they practice, and in their junior teams, 7th and 8th grade growing up, it's permeated within everything that they do.
7:28 and counting. Torak in motion. He's got the football. Knocked down. Short of the 50. A 3rd down coming up here for the Hornets. Tyler Seelig with the tackle there. He's talking with a couple of the assistants from the Hornets, Greg, on the field before the game. 116 boys enrollment at Kirtland. About 75 out for football.
Those are numbers I can't relate to.
And he said that Tiger is a big part of that. The students, football players, and just students overall like to be around him. He said that everybody wants to get into Tiger's class. Torak, a 1st down. Out across the 45-yard line into Cuyahoga Heights territory. So there's a clamoring to get into his class. What does he teach? This is advanced calculus. So they really must like
with energy, with enthusiasm. But it's his personality, it's his spirit. It's obvious when you're around him. You look at the sideline, you see the numbers in the sideline, and in relation to the boys in the school, that's a pretty impressive recruiting in your own hallways.
Almost halfway through the second quarter. Volko to the outside, right along the hash mark. Pass was caught out there. The receiving end was Jeremy Davis. Quick tackle there by Drummond and company.
Yeah, I like the call. They're just mixing it up. They're going to get the ball outside very quickly, but Drummond jumped that as he should. Matt Harris got some help there as well. No gain.
2nd down and 10.
But I like the call, just keeping that defense honest. If there's a missed tackle, you're going to get a big play. But I'm quite sure they'll go right back to run the football here.
Davis is split out wide left. Volko keeping good yardage inside the 35-yard line. That should be good for a first down. We'll see where the spot is. They have not yet signaled to move the chains, but it's going to be very close.
Just running behind Jimmy Picar again. Brett Deemer, nice block in his left guard position, but just right behind Picar. I believe Picar was uncovered. I'm not sure if that was kind of a check with me at the line of scrimmage, but that's twice that we've seen that tonight. Both times very successful.
Both quarterbacks in the game tonight, just juniors. Folco, number 14 for the Hornets, in white. First carry of the night for Gage Ward, the senior. Scored his first touchdown of the season on their first possession last week. It's going to be 3rd and 1.
I think they spotted it for first down.
Yeah, they're going to move it. So they give him some forward progress. That's about a yard.
They just go to the left side. They follow Deemer and Jack Bailey. Talk about those 3rd downs, key. They move the chains. And the one thing that Kirtland has done very subtly here in the last 4 or 5 minutes is flip the field. If you remember, they had the drive starting on their own one just a couple series ago. Now all of a sudden they've got great field position. They're driving downhill. They have flipped the field.
Straight ahead running. And again, staying kind of right between the tackles, Greg, and I notice Cuyahoga Heights kind of doing the same thing. And you just wonder, at some point, is someone going to be lulled to sleep on a little post route or a hitch and might open up somebody long?
Well, they always do that in their offense, but I think this is the 3rd time we've seen the quarterback sneak. They've gained 5, 9, and 4 running it straight ahead. So until Cuyahoga Heights takes that away, they're going to keep doing it.
4 minutes to go here in the second quarter. Tora getting it in motion. They grab him and force him to the turf all the way back at the 40-yard line.
We've seen this play quite a bit. Nick Fry jumps it. Been trying to get the ball outside the Turok all night long. This time Fry, 5'9", 185. Senior gets a penetration, jumps all over that, just swallows up Joey Torok.
Fry, 22 tackles, 2 sacks coming into tonight's game. Well, that's every bit as good as a sack right there. It doesn't hurt the quarterback as much when it's somebody else, right?
That's exactly right. I think a good thing for Heights is it puts the Hornets in a 3rd and long situation.
3rd and 10, and a whistle. That'll be the final timeout of the second quarter for the Kirtland Hornets. Cuyahoga Heights has all 3 of their timeouts left, as you see Tiger Liberty welcoming his team back over to the sideline to talk things over. High school football here on Time Warner Cable Sports Channel, brought to you as always by our friends at Southwest General, providing award-winning health care to residents of Greater Cleveland. Get better here. Visit swgeneral.com today. We thank Southwest General for their great support of our broadcast coverage of high school football all season long. Well, look at the great turnout tonight on both sides, Cuyahoga Heights and Kirtland. I think the entire city of Kirtland is over on the visiting sideline, the visiting stands. Such great support. We talked about the job these coaches have done, Greg. They really couldn't do it without the community support that they have. And both of these perfect examples of great small community Ohio high school football.
Well, you've got a winning program and 2 great coaches. Obviously, people are going to follow that. And you can tell by the fan support here. It's impressive.
The pitch. And again, Cuyahoga Heights wise to it. They tried to get the ball into the hands of Brian Lips, and I think he did catch it cleanly, but had nowhere to run.
That's Durazio, yep. Trying to go short side, and Durazio just jumps it. And not only does he turn it back, he makes a tackle. Well, I like to call sometimes, you go short side like that, it looks like they're going to go to the wide side. Tyler Laverde decides to go short side, and nothing doing.
Brian Lips will try to punt this one away. Fair catch taken. Brett Lowther back there to catch it on the punt return unit. Take a look at Al Martin there. Great football family. Al, of course, Longtime head coach at Cuyahoga Heights. His brother Chuck Martin is the head coach at University of Miami of Ohio. Al, of course, many people know him as the head football coach at Cuyahoga Heights, but he's also the varsity girls basketball coach at Heights, and they have made it to the regional final game each of the last 2 years. He is a double-duty coach at this time of year. Drummond makes the catch, but he's quickly cut down by Capretta.
Well, we talked to Coach Martin this week about that. You know, he would go from football practice to basketball practice, and that's some special duty when you can be that focused. You got such a big game of football. See, great execution right here. Nice throw this time. Lowther got the ball down to Drummond. Nice pickup on first down. But Al Martin's got, talk about a long week. No wonder he's relaxed out there. He's just tired, probably.
Closing in on 200 wins as a basketball coach. Long pass, far side of the field. It's caught. That's to Taylor Martin. He's the son of head coach Al Martin. Gets into the box score with his first catch of the night. That's his 10th of the year.
Good read there by Brett Lowther, throwing to the wide side, showing off his arm strength. Moving the chains, throwing the football.
First down and 10. Football at the 26-yard line. Lowther up top. Just out of the reach of his intended target. That was Ryan Polk.
Where they had a one-on-one matchup in the slot. Just a little bit overthrown. They had the matchup they wanted. Well, just you got to bring that down a little bit. That's, you know, I can't help but not coach a quarterback in a situation like this. You got a one-on-one, you got an angle, and he's got his man beat. Bring it down. Throw it on line drive. You don't have to throw it high. Makes for a very difficult catch for the receiver.
Second down and 10. There you see the clock. 1:39 to go. Another three-step drop. There it goes. Drummond tried to get it after a couple of juggles, and it hits the synthetic turf. Incomplete.
But a great job by Palmer Capretta getting his head around, but almost an unbelievable catch there by Drummond coming back. Watch him adjust to come back. Oh, and Capretta just got a hand on it, which was enough to make it difficult for Drummond to catch. But both these guys make good plays in the ball here. But I wouldn't have been surprised that Drummond brought that down. He's got excellent eye-hand coordination.
And Drummond, 43 catches on the year coming into this game. Third down and 10, and they spread them out. Lowther on the keeper. First down.
Great call by Al Martin. Kirtland goes with the two deep look. They're only going to rush three. Excellent time for quarterback draw, and that's what he calls. Follows his right guard, Bailey Wolski, and picks up the first down.
Look at this. All the way to the sideline. Polk holds it in.
Not a great read. He throws it in double coverage. His underneath receiver, Stefanko, is open, but boy, he puts it in the perfect spot. Can't stop when you throw it that good.
Running the hurry up now. First and 10 in Kirtland territory. Lowther looking downfield. Almost intercepted. Lonkar was the only man in the neighborhood for that one, and ball's incomplete.
I still remember being coached by Earl Bruce about 25 years ago, being told never throw late over the middle. He said a little louder than that, but you don't run that out of bounds or throw it away. I mean, he had a chance to run and pick up a first down or maybe get 5 or 10 yards and get out of bounds. Very dangerous when you try to squeeze one in down the field, down the middle late.
1:13 to go before halftime. Diving attempt, it's out of bounds. Jeremy Davis there on the defensive coverage. The pass was intended for Trey Combs, the senior. Now the big catch on this drive, the one by Ryan Polk.
And not Many times you can see a team that runs a triple option that can go 4 or 5 wide and go a 2-minute drill like this and just throw it all, zing all over the yard. It's a rare occurrence, but it's happening right here.
Deep package again. 3 receivers for Lowther. Short drop, Drummond, the catch, and run. And he's close to the 22-yard line. First down, Cuyahoga Heights.
And that's so tough to stop when you got skill receivers just running those crossing routes. It was kind of a double slant from left-hand side. Great read, throw by Lowther.
That one nearly intercepted by Capretta, who jumped the route. He thought he might have picked it off. They say it was trapped.
Well, Capretta's seen this 3 or 4 times tonight.
Yep, it did hit.
You know, so now Al Martin's got to come back with a hitch and go because he'll get Capretta jumping this thing. That's just great defense, but he's seen it 3 or 4 times. So now you've got to adjust. The hitch and go is a touchdown if you give Lowther enough time.
Football marked at the 22-yard line of the Hornets. Redskins trying to get on the board first. Shotgun snap. Drummond to the 5 and in for the touchdown. 22-yard strike from Brett Lowther to Dylan Drummond. Drummond's 7th touchdown reception of the year. Lowther, number 16.
That's a 2-minute drill starting at their own 12-yard line, so they go 88 yards all through the air with the exception of the 3rd down draw play by Lowther, but Lowther put the team on his back.
Let's see if they are going to kick the extra point. I believe they are. Mark Schaefer, who has been outstanding this year, 58 out of 59 in extra point tries. Kick is up and it is good, and it's 7-0 Redskins, the top seed on the board first. And Greg, we started to talk about it a little earlier. We'll see the touchdown pass right here.
Well, first of all, it's great protection up front, gives Lowther a lot of time to throw, and they're just running a little bit of a skinny post there by Dylan Drummond. You can see at this point, once he catches the ball, he's got some space. He's in the end zone.
We talked about the dual type of threat Cuyahoga Heights provides in terms of being able to run that full house backfield, the option, but quickly change to an empty set, spread you out. I don't recall seeing a team that has been able to kind of throw that at an opponent with such extremes.
Not many teams can do that. I saw a team in Cincinnati, Coleraine, that could do it. Division I, they were the ranked number 1 in the state up until last week. They got beat by St. Xavier, but it's rare. But this team is balanced. They want to run the football, but they can also throw it quite well, evidenced by that drive. And that was an impressive 2-minute drive there led by Brett Lowther. Give the offensive line some credit. They gave him time to throw. But I talked to Coach Martin about Dylan Drummond before the game. I mean, you watch the film of this team, and number 2 jumps off the page, and you see why.
I saw you slip that St. Xavier.
I did. I got that. My Coleraine friends are not going to like me right now.
Schaefer with a touchback. That was a booming kickoff. 1st and 10, Kirtland at the 20-yard line. So a 7-0 Cuyahoga Heights lead. Boy, what a game we have already. We're just at the end of the 2nd quarter. Division 6 regional final. Winner moves on to play Newark Catholic or Fort Fry.
Well, the bad news for the Hornets is they've burned up their timeouts. So you got 50 seconds left and 0 timeouts.
Well, and I was just thinking, Greg, while Cuyahoga Heights was marching, Kirtland did not have the ability to try and slow that down and get some different personnel on the field, give the defense a breather. Nice run, picking its way forward, Gage Ward, his 2nd carry of the night. Clock moving with 40 seconds left.
I don't think Tiger's going to be in any hurry. He's very patient. He's been here before. They played really great defense the whole first half, with the exception of the last drive. So, I think he's going to get to halftime and regroup. He's very much in this game.
Scott Leo mentioned earlier the state final a year ago where they trailed 13-0 at halftime. You and I were both covering that game, Greg, and they came storming back after some great halftime adjustments. Running the football, that's Lips. That should do it for the first half. 2 quarters in the books here at Solon High School. And it's 7-0 Cuyahoga Heights. The Redskins scoring on a 22-yard touchdown pass from Brett Lowther to Dylan Drummond in the final minute of the second quarter. Scott's on the field with Coach Almark.
Thanks, Dave. Coach, is this the game you expected it would be, with both offenses really having to fight for every yard?
Yeah, they got a really good defense. They got a really good game plan. Their kids are playing really hard. Our kids are playing really hard. So, yeah, right now it's a tough defensive battle.
That last drive, you guys went to more of a hurry-up mode, and it seemed like watching on the sidelines you were challenging your quarterback to make some throws, and you guys were able to go down and get points. How big was that drive?
It was big. I mean, he's under a lot of pressure. They're doing a nice job getting some pressure on him, and he's trying to stand in there and throw. And when he's got time, you know, we got some guys who can catch it. And there's some balls that were caught out of the frame on that drive, which really helped us.
What do you have to do to finish this?
We got to be able to move the ball a little bit. I mean, right now it's 3 and out and punting the ball. If we can't move the ball, they're going to have opportunities. So we got to find a way to move the ball.
All right, good luck in the second half.
Scott, Al, thank you very much. We are at halftime here at Solon. A close, tough game so far in this Division 6 regional final. Cuyahoga Heights with a 1-touchdown lead. Greg and I will be back in a few moments. We'll take a look at the first half highlights, get you set for the start of the third quarter, right here on Time Warner Cable Sports Channel. OHSAA Playoff Football on Time Warner Cable Sports Channel is presented by Southwest General. Get better here. Visit swgeneral.com today. Welcome back, everybody, to our broadcast coverage of OHSAA football back here at Stewart Field, getting ready for the start of the third quarter. It's Cuyahoga Heights 7, Kirtland nothing. David Wilson along with Greg Fry. And Greg, let's take a look at some of the highlights from the first half. A defensive-oriented half, no doubt about it, but Cuyahoga Heights late in the half able to finally get on the board, but a couple of turnovers through the air for each team.
They get pressure on Brett Lowther, and they did a good job of that in the first half. And Kirtland gets the ball, but they come right back, and Joey Torok with a halfback pass that's intercepted by Dylan Drummond, so they trade interceptions. And then Brett Lowther gets hot. Little 2-minute drill starting from their own 12-yard line. Back-to-back completions, and he's going to hit Dylan Drummond across the middle for a 22-yard touchdown. And David, that's the only score in the first half. 22 yards, 7-0 lead for Cuyahoga Heights.
And both of those passes from Lowther go for 22 yards. The first one to Polk to put him in position, and then the scoring strike to Drummond. Take a look at some of the stats from the first half. And really those passing yards really made the difference for Cuyahoga Heights, 94-0. Kirtland only 1 of 2 through the air, and one of those intercepted, as we saw a moment ago. So there you see the first downs, Heights 7 and Kirtland 4. Let's head down to the sideline and see what Tiger Laverty had to say, and we'll check in with Scott.
Yeah, I just talked to Tiger, and he talked about how they played great defense for most of the first half, but then he said, we gave it up in the final 2 minutes. Talking about Lowther, the Redskins quarterback, he said he's incredible, and they just walked down the field against us on that last drive. We can't allow that to happen. He said on offense, every time we started to move the football, we'd make a mistake up front, something like blocking the wrong man. We've got to get that corrected so we can sustain drives.
Kirtland will get the football to start the third quarter. They'll have a touchback as Mark Schaefer again blasts that one out the back of the end zone. So Kirtland will get the football at the 20, 1st and 10. And one thing I think is a given, Greg, that the Hornets will have an answer here as they come out for the second half.
I would think, given their history the last 5 years, being the state championship game, they're going to respond. They're going to make good adjustments at halftime. And, you know, we talked about their lack of passing production, but for them it's really running the football. And they run the ball a little bit the first half, but just unable to come away with any points. So I'm curious curious as anybody to see what adjustments they're going to make. It won't be flashy, but for them it's going to be about maintaining the football, putting a long drive together to start the third quarter.
87 rushing yards in the first half. Folco gets tripped up as he tried to run straight up the middle, got tangled up with one of his offensive linemen. There in front of him was Brett Deemer.
Jesse Woodall is going to nosedive the center. Actually, the guard. And this is the play that Dylan Folco ran successfully in the first half, just following his guard and center, but good adjustment defensively there by Jesse Woodall to take that away.
Folco, 6 feet tall, 2-yard gain. Second down and 8.
They're going to throw it.
Double pass. They can't get it away. Pass was complete to Mike Zulli, number 5, but everybody covered downfield. Zulli is sacked as he was trying to look for an open man downfield.
Yeah, he was trying to get it to Cabrera, and he also had Ryan Lips down there, but nobody open. This shows you starting to dial into a double pass in the first drive of the second half, and that shows you the respect they have in the Redskins defense, and maybe the fact that they know they've got to come up with a big play.
Cuyahoga Heights, Jesse Woodall wrapped him up, the 5'10 senior, on the defensive coverage. Just underway third quarter, 7-0 Heights in the Division 6 regional final. Folco carries 3 Redskins with him as he gets to the 25-yard line.
No surprise, you go no backs. Folco's the only one back there. Good chance for the quarterback draw. The defense reads it, stays home. Good stop there by the Redskins defense. They weren't surprised.
It's going to leave it at about 4th and 6 from the 25. Kirtland to punt it. Lips gets it away. It's knocked down. Lowther on the return. Caught it about the 45, so it's about a 10-yard return there after knocking that ball down. Dangerous for just a moment, but he was able to scoop it up. First and 10 for the Cuyahoga Heights Redskins, an already good field position. Greg, the field position battle really turned out to be pretty much a draw in the first half, although there was a time there when Cuyahoga Heights had a chance maybe to flip some field position, with Kirtland starting a drive deep in their own territory. But now here in the third quarter, this could benefit them greatly.
That's the way you want to start the second half. Your defense gets a stop, you get a nice return on the punt. You got a short field running downhill. And Lowther's had a lot of success in this game, but the pressure in the first half got to him on the interception. See, this Kirtland Lorna defense, when they get pressure, they can really affect what's going on with this explosive Cuyahoga Heights offense.
Khalida Lapsey with that pass knocked down earlier. Back-to-back carries by Durazio. Lucas Durazio, 6'2", 195, a junior. Gone over the 900-yard mark tonight. And for over 100 yards twice during the regular season, 114 in a Week 10 win against Independence. That was his high water mark. But boy, what a great football family.
Football's in the blood of that family, but he was quiet in the first half, so already two carries in this drive.
Third and short. They try to keep it in the hands of Lowther. He tried to run behind Durazio.
Well, Justin Gardner came off the edge. He took that away. It was kind of a follow where he fakes to Durazio and tries to follow it up in the hole. And Justin Gardner, he'll come from the left-hand side of your screen, 33. You get good pressure by Loncar as well, who allowed Gardner to come in and make the stop. Now they got a 4th and 3 situation. Big opportunity for this Kirtland Hornet defense to get a stop.
Football is at the 38-yard line. They need to get it to the 34. Here comes the pressure. Loncar grabs him, forces him to the turf. Loncar got in there. Blake Andonian in there as well on the set. Take a look at it here.
Well, when they needed it tonight, the Hornets defense has brought pressure up the middle, and Loncar comes up with a huge sack.
Let's check in with Scott Leo.
Guys, I was watching the game clock, and it is showing 9:17 here in the stadium. The clock did not run since first down on that drive. By my count, more than a minute should have run off, and it still says 9:17 as Kirtland takes over. So 2, maybe 3 plays ran there, and the clock never moved.
A down and distance marker also not functioning on the scoreboard. This is Deemer. Straight up the middle, big hole opened up for Brett Deemer, and he's all the way down to the 45-yard line. Great first down run for the Hornets, who at that sack from Lonkar. You see Deemer again.
A great blocks by that right-hand side of the offensive line. Sam Speece and Jimmy Peacarp in the center position. Big hole there for Deemer. And just when you think that the Redskins can get up by 2 scores and really get a lead in this game, Kirtland defense gets a stop, and the offense is already over the 50.
Owen Lonkar now has 9.5 sacks on the season. After his sack just a few moments ago. Well, Kirtland trying to repeat as state champs. Look at all these teams, Greg, that won championships a year ago. They're still alive.
Well, pretty impressive on that list right there. And Coldwater's got their hands full with Cincinnati Hills Christian Academy. It's been a great matchup in the regional final the last couple of years. St. Ed's going up against St. Ignatius tonight. LaSalle's going up against Springfield. LaSalle's got a big lead, so they're probably going to advance Division II.
That's great teams. Still battling to get back down to Columbus.
Bishop Hartley's been on a strong run again in Division IV. Bishop Hartley played Steubenville last year in the state final and won in Division IV, and both those teams are on a collision course again to potentially match up.
Officials are talking, as you see there on your screen, and as you heard Scott report just a moment ago, the clock on our scoreboard here at Stewart Field not functioning. The clock on your screen on our score box is correct with 7:50 to go here in the third quarter. So they are having a break in the action here while they try and get that sorted out. Tiger Liberty's going to come out and talk with the officials about it. So will Al Martin. I think Scott might have some more on this scoreboard issue. What do you have, Scott?
Our referee was going to reset the clock to about 8:45, but they didn't realize that the scoreboard was completely frozen, so the clock couldn't be reset to anything other than what it shows now. They're actually going to shut the scoreboard down completely and bring it back up and see if that works. If not, the officials will keep the time on the field. The head linesman is setting his watch to be able to keep the game time, and they're bringing both head coaches together to explain the situation. So they didn't realize for a couple of plays that the scoreboard was frozen, and then they were trying to play the guessing game of figuring out, well, okay, how much time did we lose here? And so now the head coaches will be informed as to the plan, and it looks like they're able to get that scoreboard up and running on the reset. So they're going to put 8:44 on the game clock here in the third quarter, 8:44.
Hey, that's what I always do with my computer at home. You know, when all else fails, just turn it off and turn it back on.
Got to do the restart.
It's just a big computer, right?
So there you go. They put 8:44 on the clock. Deemer, he's dragged down as he crosses the 45-yard line. So kind of like soccer, some extra time added in. We thought it was 7:50 and put 8:44.
You gotta love the variables. Just never know.
Second down and 9. Kirtland with the football, hikes up 7-0. Conference rivals battling for a state Final Four spot. Torak running for his life over near the Kirtland bench and out of bounds at about the 42-yard line. I think he wanted to cut it upfield, Greg. There was just nothing there and had to try and turn the corner.
Well, he earned every bit of that 2 yards that he gained right there with a little bit of a freeze move. There was no cutback lane. You you can see that the Redskins do a great job on their pursuit angles. Just really wasn't anything there. I think their best success has really been straightforward, running the ball with Deemer.
You can tell the Redskins, of course these teams intimately familiar with one another, but they have really kept an eye on Torok all night. Folko tripped up again. Quarterback run straight up the middle has not worked in the second half for the Hornets.
Where the Redskins have closed down that gap a little bit, they've pulled their defensive tackles a little bit tighter to the center to take that away. But it's still a positive pickup for Tyler Verde, and he knew he was going to go for it anyway. So 4th and 5, and they're going to go, which I would agree with at this point. They want to possess the football.
Football at the Redskins 40. Folko, just his second toss of the night. It is complete, and it's a first down.
That's Brandon Samsa, 6'3", 165. He's at the tight end position. They run a little two-receiver route between him and Joey Torok. Good read by Folko and a great throw and catch. Samsa puts his hands up and brings it down. Big pickup.
So a 4th down conversion. Samsa with his second catch of the season. Picked a good time to grab his second reception. The pitch back gets away, and it looks like the Hornets are able to cover it. That was Torok. That pitch was about helmet high, Greg Fry.
Yeah, it hit him in the helmet. Jonathan Teeter right there to make the tackle, but I'll tell you what, a great job by Torok to recover the football, because that could have easily been a turnover. You can see 74 Teeter right there to make the play. He'll take the tackle for loss. But Torok could have saved a turnover there, despite the negative yardage.
2nd down, 15. Football at the 29-yard line. All kinds of movement on the line of scrimmage. Hornets are walking backward.
Yeah, Jack Bailey, that left-hand side jumped.
Ball start, number 53 on the offense, 5-yard penalty. 2nd down.
Just when you have momentum, now you got 2nd and 20. Yeah, there he goes. We know that ball would have been going to the left-hand side. Now the worst thing for Tyler Verde is he's got to change the play now. He had a good play call there.
Yeah, Lips was going to run it. 7-0, Cuyahoga Heights on a touchdown in the final minute of the first half. Back to throw, Folko. Gets rid of it, but not much yardage. The check down receiver, Dylan Aquila.
It's a great job avoiding the pressure. And he's going to make the play with the throw, but Lucas Durazio is there just to take it away. Ryan Lips missed the block from his running back position, and excellent job by Folko just getting outside and get rid of it.
So 2nd down and 19. They converted on 4th down earlier. Spread formation here for the Hornets. Folko sacked. Thrown to the turf by big number 74, John Teeter.
Well, Teeter's showing his teeth on this drive, 6'2", 225 junior. This is going to be it's just a quarterback counter, and Teeter comes unblocked to make the play. You see the guard pull. Watch him, he just chased the guard. That's an excellent read by Jonathan Teeter.
Well, they did have a illegal motion penalty, I think, is what the call was. It was declined.
Interesting situation here. It looks like they're in the huddle to go for it. I would think in this case, pooch punt them back and just play the field position game. We'll see what they're going to do.
4th and 21 from the 35-yard line. Now Tiger Laverde will use a timeout. So it's their first timeout. We have 4:58 to go. Get a look there at Tiger, coach of the 5-time visitor to the state championship game the last 5 years, winning it 3 times. His team down 7-0 right now. Well, friends, for the third straight year, the OHSAA football championships are at Ohio Stadium in Columbus. Games are coming up December 1st through the 3rd. For tickets, head to go.osu.edu/OHSAA FB Ticks. There you see the web address for tickets to the upcoming state football championships. You cannot beat it. Be a part of it. Great atmosphere at Ohio Stadium. And one of these teams that we're watching tonight may just be there in the Division VI state championship game. Here's the snap back to Lips. He will punt it away. It's an end-over-end kick. It hugs the sideline and will roll all the way down to the 10. So a 25-yard kick with no return. With some precise placement of the football by Ryan Lips.
Yeah, I think a great call. 4th and long. Punt him down, play the field position game. Watch how this ball bounces forward and stays in bounds. Incredible. Very fortuitous bounce for the Hornets.
Great camera work on the sideline. And so now the Redskins will come out 1st and 10. Behind quarterback Brett Lowther. Lowther in the first half, 7 of 18 for 94 yards and a touchdown. Up top he goes. This is Drummond. Foot race, and Drummond wins it. 89 yards. Lowther to Drummond, his 2nd touchdown of the night.
Well, I talked about late in the first half, the hitch and go was there because they had been throwing it short on Palm and Cabrera all night long, and this time they come back, and boy, what a great time to call that by Al Martin. An excellent execution by Lowther to lay it out there for Drummond.
He dropped it right into the breadbasket in stride. Redskins will shift and set up for the point after touchdown. Lowther is the short snapper. Kicker is Mark Schaefer. And it is up and it is good. And a 14-0 Cuyahoga Heights lead. 89 yards on the touchdown strike, and Greg Fry will see it right here from the end zone.
If you're gonna throw this play, it takes a little bit of time. Great protection up front. What a wonderful throw. And Dylan Drummond just runs right through the defense, and you can see him accelerate to the football and accelerate away from the defense. 6 foot 160 junior, and he is special. And that's a backbreaker for Kirtland. The Heights wanted to get up by 2 scores, and now they've got that 2-score advantage, which really puts them in a nice position.
8th touchdown reception of the season for Dylan Drummond. Lowther now 17 touchdown strikes on the year. Just shows how quickly things can change. Kirtland feeling pretty good about the way they were able to pin them back at the 11 with their very stout defense on the field. And then the athleticism of Drummond really coming into play. There will be a return here. This is Torak from the 5. Nice return. Torak out to the 36-yard line. 31-yard return for Joey Torak. Well, we've talked about the Kirtland defense a number of times, Greg. Let's take a look at some Cuyahoga Heights defense tonight.
Well, they've really done a nice job taking away Joey Torak. He's been fairly quiet all night. A lot of penetration. Nick Fry on that one. Lucas Durazio made a number of plays on the defensive side tonight. This time Jonathan Teeter from the backside takes away the quarterback run. They make a lot of plays behind the line of scrimmage.
The flip to Torak, and just add that one to the highlight reel for Cuyahoga Heights. They wrap up Torak in the backfield. Tyler Seelig was there, and we'll see who else helped out.
Look at the linebackers running right there. Seelig, just, boy, he ran right to the football. Great eyes, great read to get to the football. But, you know, when you're this strong on offense and you got a good defense and you're up 2 scores, it changes the whole dynamic of the game because they can get very aggressive defensively and try to take away the run game of the Hornets.
They bottle it up again as Deemer was trying to carry it. Well, the thing, Greg, when you get to the small school level, and we've talked about this a little earlier tonight, you have two-way players. You do not have, most of the time, the tremendous size that you see at some of the upper level larger schools. Folco carrying into the open field, has the first down and more. And across the boundary on the far side near his own bench, as we see it again here.
Great job at the left-hand side of the offensive line. That's a big pickup when they needed it most because they didn't want to punt there. You're now 14-0, you're punting here. Things are looking very bleak, but they maintain possession. It's certainly, again, kind of obvious to say, but a critical drive where they got to get points.
14-0, Cuyahoga Heights. Full house backfield. Tora hurdles a man. It's about 3, but just to finish the thought, you may not have the size and the athleticism, but you have almost always tremendous technique, good, solid, fundamental football players, and great teamwork.
Well, if you're seeing teams that are playing in a regional final, you have to have all those variables at a high level, and these teams certainly do that.
Nothing there for Torak.
Nick Fry again with the penetration. 5'9", 185 senior. Boy, he has been in the backfield a lot in the last couple series. Watch 42 just run right through. Guard doesn't have a chance to make a play on him.
Cuyahoga Heights really dominating the line of scrimmage here in the second half. They lead it 14-0. And we're almost to the 2-minute mark of the third quarter here at Solon High School. Another sack recorded by the Redskins. Fry in there, Chase McDaniel. Also in there, number 80, Matt Harris. Let's head down on the sideline to Scott Leo.
You guys were talking about some of the characteristics of this Cuyahoga Heights defense and what makes them so good. They don't miss tackles, and boy, do they shed blocks and get to the ball carrier, as we have seen so many times tonight. What's impressive is they shut out Kirtland in the first meeting. It was the first time the Hornets had been blanked since 2010, and here we are almost 3 quarters through the rematch, and they're shutting out Kirtland. So not only did they do it once this year, making history, they've got a chance to do it twice.
Yeah, closing in now on 7 straight quarters of shutout football in the head-to-head meetings this year.
That's something you don't see very often. You know, as I look at Cuyahoga Heights, the big play capability is really the difference in these two teams. You know, Kirtland just doesn't have the big play capability, especially via the air. And you got a Brett Lowther and a Dylan Drummond and a host of other very good receivers, and Lucas Durazio. That makes a difference, and the 89-yard touchdown is a big difference, a big separator in this game.
Now they're running for it. Flag comes out. Well, he found a little seam and fit through there and got out across the 25-yard line. We'll see what the penalty marker holds in store for us.
Holding on the offense, number 80. It's going to be a 10-yard penalty, repeat offense.
Matt Harris is the guilty party, and Now you know why there was a little seam. There was no seam that turned into a little seam because of a little bit extra on the hole.
2 touchdown advantage for Cuyahoga Heights. I thought you hit on a great point, Greg. When you have a team that is built squarely upon running the football, it is tough to try and effect a quick turnaround when you're down multiple touchdowns. Oh, look at that line drive pass, hauled in by Harris. Very little yardage there, but a nice grab by Harris.
Extracurricular after the play of Blake Andonian on the tackle, and Matt Harris didn't like contact after the whistle was blown, but it's a nice pickup.
We'll see it again here. No flag came out.
Andonian kind of pulled the inside of his hip there. I think a good job by both players just getting back to the huddle. Move on.
2nd down and 12. Hit. Ball comes loose. They are saying it's a dead ball. A flag comes out, so we've got a little bit of everything going on that play. Lowther was pressured. We'll see it again.
Andonian, again, that's a, boy, I'll tell you, his arm did go forward, but when he was hit, it wasn't going forward. Boy, that could have easily been a fumble.
Holding on the defense, 10-yard line. Replay 2nd down.
So it'll be 2nd down and 2 as they mark it up to the 18-yard line. Pardon me, that's to the 27-yard line. Lowther, that might have been a busted play, Greg. He tried to run for it. Might have gotten back to the line of scrimmage.
Well, I think he wanted to follow Durazio, but there was so much penetration he couldn't do that, so he had to go the opposite way. And you can just tell Kirtland defensively they're going to bring the heat. They're going to be bringing in linebackers. They have to be extra aggressive at this point in the game.
That's going to take us to the end of the 3rd quarter. Cuyahoga Heights on an 89-yard touchdown strike from Lowther to Drummond. They have added to their lead. We go to the all-important 4th quarter here in the Division 6 regional final. 14-0 Redskins. We'll be back. Friends, we welcome you back to our coverage of high school football on Time Warner Cable Sports Channel. Here is the bracket in Region 23. Newark Catholic and Fort Fry battling for that regional championship. They will play the winner of our game tonight. As we get back to action, the flip goes back into the hands of Trey Combs, and he gets the 1st down running right, and he's able to effect a nice turn of the corner there, Greg, and the Redskins move the chains.
It is a Redskins 1st down, 1st and 10 from their own.
Well, we talk about Newark Catholic. That's a program that's no stranger to the state playoffs and the state finals. And that could be the eventual matchup if Heights is able to hang on here and advance, as well as Newark Catholic.
Newark Catholic up 27-0 at halftime in that game over Fort Fry. Penalty marker out. 14-0 Cuyahoga Heights. Illegal procedure penalty against the Redskins. They'll mark off 5 yards. Well, you're Al Martin right now, Greg. 14-0, final quarter. What's your strategy? How do you want to play this?
Well, you want to run the football, certainly, and chew up some clock and shrink the amount of time that the Hornets are going to have. And, you know, you're in the driver's seat. You're playing well in all phases of the game. You got them on the ropes, but you have to remember that you can't give Kirtland any life, because if you give them a little bit of life, they'll respond. And we know that they can do that.
Up the middle, Durazio, no.
That ball's loose.
It came loose, and it looks like the Redskins were able to cover it. There's a man in motion on that play. That was Ryan Polk, who earlier caught that long touchdown, or that long pass during their first scoring drive back in the 2nd quarter.
Boy, very fortunate to recover that. Antonio Rini was right there for the Hornets, and it's kind of the type of night that's been for the Hornets. The ball was There's 4 white shirts there and 1 red shirt, and the red shirt comes up with it.
Cuyahoga Heights has had some good fortune tonight on a couple of plays. They've been able to cover the football. Lowther, line drive pass. There's Drummond. Leaving his feet, hauling that one in close to the 45-yard line.
There's not too many high school teams that can throw this pass. You got a quarterback who's standing in the pocket, who's going to get hit. You're throwing a vertical seam post against the blitz and man coverage. Ball's thrown high and right on the money. And a great job by Drummond again making the catch. That's hard to stop. I mean, and the Hornets brought the heat there. They brought pressure, and Lowther stood in there and made the throw.
They're a yard short of the first down. Meany was able to bring Drummond down. Drummond with 2 touchdown catches tonight.
And there you go, the big play capability. You're in 2nd and long, and now all of a sudden you get a 3rd and short. You can maintain the football, move the chains, assuming you can get a yard.
They do get the yard on the keeper by Lowther. So he sneaks it ahead. They'll move the chains. Knights with a new set of plays down. 10:38 to go here in the 4th quarter.
When I look at teams that have a chance, I'm always evaluating, what can I find a team that can go the distance? And what I'm looking for is a great offense that can run the football, have a little bit of balance, a leader quarterback, a good offensive line, solid on special teams, athletic on defense, and Cuyahoga Heights has all of those components. It's very evident tonight.
And we've seen all of those phases at different points tonight make an impact.
Haven't heard a lot of Mark Schaefer tonight, but their kicker. But you got a kicker that has the ability to kick it in the end zone at least half the time, which he has done. That's a big factor from a field position standpoint.
They're trying to get the clock issues straightened out again. Meanwhile, it gives us a chance to talk about Mr. Drummond.
Well, he's caught 2 touchdowns on offense, but he also has an interception in the first half. Here's his first touchdown, a little crossing route. Right there, he's in the end zone. He knows it. And then the dagger, the 89-yard touchdown from Brett Lowther to Dylan Drummond puts him up 2 scores.
Running it up the middle, it's DeRazio. Under 10 to go here in quarter number 4. Well, I asked you what you might do if you're in Al Martin's shoes here. How about on the other side, Tiger Laverde? Obviously, a little bit of a pressure situation now. What can the Hornets do, Greg?
Well, they're going to bring heat. That's what they've done defensively all night. I mean, they're trying to get the extra guy in the box and bringing their linebackers, being aggressive, trying to create a turnover, and you have to get a stop. And their backs are to the wall, but 9 minutes to go, I've seen crazier things happen.
Second down and 8. Looks like the Hornets were drawn offsides.
Well, as I say that, good job by Brett Lowther, anticipating those linebackers coming, goes on a long count.
Number 10 on the defense, 5-yard penalty.
He's going to pick up the extra 5 yards. That's a nice job by Brett Lowther and showing his experience.
When Cuyahoga Heights defeated Kirtland in Week 9, 21-0, it snapped the Hornets' 51-game conference winning streak. 51 games.
51.
Pitch goes back. Hornets cut down the ball carrier. That was carried by Joey Stefanko. And it looks to be a little bit short of the first down. We'll see exactly where they spot it. Maybe a yard short.
And if you're Al Martin, you don't mind that at all, really, because you're just burning more clock here. You know you can get a half yard. The offensive line has been doing that all night. The one thing I noticed tonight is Lowther hasn't run the ball that much. Coming into the game, he had 115 carries. And that could be a good thing from just a physicality standpoint of resting his legs a little bit. He's certainly done it through the air.
Third and very short. Lowther on the sneak. It's another first down.
First and 10 for the Redskins. The ball placed with the Hornets.
Right there, very tough to stop.
Well, when you see running backs and quarterbacks and receivers making a lot of plays, you got to give credit up front. That offensive line led by center Chad McDaniel, Max Schaefer, John Teeter, Bailey Wolski, Christian Keith, those guys are doing a great job. Lowther's had a little bit of pressure tonight, but that's because the Horns have brought heat. But for the most part, those guys are doing a phenomenal job up front.
Very tight formation here. Lowther up top for Drummond. Deflected, incomplete. Triple coverage on Drummond.
10 for Drummond.
So they had it over the top. Capretta's going to make the play. They just go max protection, little post up top, just trying to put this game away. And Capretta gets a hand on it. Well, if he throws this away from Capretta to the other side, this could be a touchdown because he had a one-on-one situation. They were behind the other defenders. But Al Martin goes for the home run. We're talking about, burning clock. He wanted it all.
He would certainly take another 7 and feel a lot more comfortable. 2-possession game right now, 14-0 Heights. Stefanko again on the sweep. 40, 30, still on his feet, 20, and tackled at about the 16-yard line. Trey Combs on the carry, number 21.
Well, you got a great block. I believe it was Christian Keith to give the edge to Trey Combs. A nice job cutting it back, breaking a tackle. That's great execution. Now they can churn some clock.
We saw Stefanko, number 22, carry it to the other side earlier. They have not been shy tonight, Greg, about getting their wide receivers into the running game, carrying the football.
Well, you're going to get a heavy dose of Lucas Durazio now, as you would expect. Just run the dive, burn some clock. If it takes 3 or 4 downs to get a first down, no big deal. You can also kick the field goal here, which will put you up 3 scores.
Under 7 minutes to go here in the fourth quarter. The Division 6 regional final at stake. And a trip to the state semifinals after this weekend's action. 4 teams will remain in each of the state's 7 divisions. 2 weeks from now, the state finals. Razio tackled high and low.
Razio, the ball carrier again. He's brought down by
Andonian got him low.
Well, it's nice when you've got the comfort of a kicker. You're in his range. You know he's solid. You don't have to get crazy right here. You just burn a clock. And we'll see if they maybe fake the handoff to Durazio here and see what Lowther can do outside. I highly doubt they would throw it.
3rd down and 8. It is a 3-receiver set. Empty backfield. Lowther will run it. They'll catch him. Flag comes out. Nice coverage by Jeremy Davis. He's been all over the field tonight for the Hornets. This penalty will go against Heights.
And that's the one thing that could take you out of field goal range.
You see Brett Lowther. He's just a junior. He's gone over the 1,500-yard mark
Holding
tonight.
on the offense, number 56. That'll be a 10-yard penalty. Replay 3rd down.
Back to the 26 after the walk-off.
They're going to call it in the center. Chad McDaniel. Yep, you can see he's got Deemer's shirt right there. Pretty obvious. That flag got thrown from a long way away for obvious reason.
3rd and 18 now. Same formation. That's Durazio in motion. Hard time for Lowther. Now the pressure comes, and he will get tripped up as he crosses the 30-yard line. This is going to be about a loss of 2.
Blake Andonian again there on the play. Good job by Lowther not throwing the football to Dylan Drummond. That's where he wanted to go, but Drummond was double covered. You see him look to his right. It's not there. Good patience, not trying to force it in there. It's okay to take a sack here and run the football. Again, the bad news is the penalty took them, balls in the 28. That's about a 44, 45-yard field goal.
Kirtland takes a timeout. They have one left now. Take a look at the series history dating back all the way to 2004. Kirtland has won 10 of these 15 games. You see there the regular season meeting snapped a long Kirtland winning streak, but boy, these teams have met in high-stakes games over the years in conference championship situations, undefeated season situations. In this case tonight, tournament results on the line.
A lot of history there, and you can see that start out Cuyahoga Heights had success, and now it's been Kirtland.
Mark Schaefer,
46-yard attempt.
He's 4 for 4 on the season. And that one is short. So they give him a shot, and it comes up a little short, and it stays a 14-0 ball game with 5:14 to go, and now Kirtland will get the offense back out on the field, and they will hope to come up with something here to spark them back into this game. Looked like he got a little of the tee here, Greg, as we look at the replay.
I don't see the seams either, which means he was kicking the seams, so that was a tough one. But the good news is for Cuyahoga Heights is the ball goes back to the 20-yard line after a missed field goal, so you do pick up some field position. And that drive was a win because they burned some clock.
Here come the Hornets now. Hornets have averaged over 30 points a game. Folco, downfield, pass caught, 45-yard line. That was into the hands of Brandon Samsa. Now they're going to say incomplete. We might get a look on the replay and see where that one came loose. A lot of traffic there, Greg, where that ball arrived.
Yeah, a lot of receivers in the vicinity. I think, fortunate this might not have been intercepted. I think Sansa was there as well as Compretta. Yeah, he has hands on it. Trey Combs knocked it out, though. Good job by Trey Combs, number 21, to make sure that was not completed.
So second down and 10.
Ball's loose. That ball's loose.
Cuyahoga Heights thinks they have it, and they do. Looked like Tyler Seelig got in there and recovered the football. Huge change of possession.
We got penetration. See who gets in there.
Big number 74.
Yeah, Teeter separated the football. Selig fell on it, and that's that's the final dagger, I think, for the Hornets.
5:01 to go in the fourth quarter. Perhaps after this next play, Greg, we can see that play once again. I don't think the exchange from center to Folco was smooth. I think he was juggling that football just a bit as he tried to hand it off. Inside the 15-yard line for Mr. DeRazio. Take a look at this fumble again on the exchange. Right there, just as he turned around. Don't think he had a great handle.
You know what? I think it was in there, but we got to give credit to Teeter because he made a strong hit to separate the football. That's good penetration by Teeter, and Seelig right there to make the play.
All right, now the football on the 13-yard line. DeRazio. He'll be pushed down. Clock moving. Kirtland has one timeout remaining, but a very favorable situation now for Cuyahoga Heights. Trying to pitch a shutout here in the regional final against the third seed Hornets.
Al Martin's got what he wants. You can tell he's just going to take his time here, burn some clock, and again, going back to the last drive, they're in field goal range with Schaefer despite the last miss. That was a long field goal. A field goal really is the same right now as a touchdown because of the possessions. But before that even happens, they want to possess the football and burn the clock.
Pitch to the outside. Cut down at about the 10. Dylan Drummond on the carry.
Well, I thought he had the first down. I'm not sure about that spot, but see what they mark it. It's close.
Drummond, 2 touchdown receptions tonight, an interception. He has had a tremendous night, adding to already gaudy numbers on the season. Schaefer will have another shot here on 4th down and 1. This one will be spotted at the 16. 26-yard attempt. That one booted through. Schaefer's 5th field goal of the year. And that makes it a 17-0 lead for Cuyahoga Heights.
Defense set it up. Defense got a turnover in a short field. And this time, Schaefer comes through and puts them up 3 scores. And it's going to be really difficult for Kirtland to come back from this deficit.
17-0. 2:53 to go here in the 4th quarter. Friends, the OHSAA football championships are at Ohio Stadium in Columbus from December 1st through the 3rd. We'll carry all 7 games live, plus pre- and post-game editions of High School Blitz, right here on Time Warner Cable Sports Channel, your home for high school sports.
Well, assuming this game ends the way that it's going right now, and I'm going to give a shout out to Tyler Verde and his coaching staff for what they have done in the last 5 years, including this year with this team, this program, getting to 5 straight state finals, winning 3, getting to the regional final this year. That is impressive doesn't cover it. That's a credit to great coaching and a great culture of winning and growing young men.
Came into tonight's game 11-1. Taken at the 25-yard line by the up back, Mike Zuley.
Return by number 5, Mike Zuley.
Hornets take over, 2:49 to go. Well, a great game plan called up by Dan DeRazio, the defensive coordinator for Cuyahoga Heights. Their special teams coordinator is Mark Lowther, father of the Cuyahoga Heights quarterback, Brett Lowther. They have done a remarkable job of putting a plan together to take down Kirtland not only once, but perhaps twice.
Well, they're sound in all 3 phases of the game. You're going to win this deep in the season, week 13 to advance to week 14. You better be sound in all 3 phases. Clearly, this team has done that all year long, and they're proving it again once tonight.
Lips on the carry, no gain, 2nd down and 10. And again, you're talking about the majority of your players playing on both sides of the ball.
Yeah, and that when from a coaching standpoint, that becomes a challenge because you lose a little bit of practice time. And you're going offense, and you got all the guys going both ways. You can't practice defense at the same time. So there's an art to that, but these guys do a great job of that.
Folko running for it, good speed. Managed to shake all the defensive players pursuing him.
Nick Fry had a beat on him. I mean, he's been very active tonight. He didn't quite make the play, but he was pressuring.
Well, I would think also, Greg, back to that point, playing both ways, it makes it a little tougher for in-game adjustments. You don't really have a chance to talk to your skilled players out playing defense.
Yeah, sometimes they don't come off the field. You got to grab them in between a play or pull them out for one play to coach them up a little bit and send them back in. But when it's week 13, these guys have all adjusted. They're used to that. Be a little chippy after this play.
Folko goes down, and then the Cuyahoga Heights player, as you mentioned, a little exuberant. Flips it right into the face of the official.
They're sensing victory, but they've got to keep their composure here. Yeah, when you're pulling a foot like that, you got that ball came loose. That's why they're exuberant. The ball came loose.
HSFootball was down. Well, we have just a little over a minute to go here in the Division 6 regional final. Region 21. Fourth down play. They didn't make it. And Cuyahoga Heights will take over on downs. And they will go into victory formation here with 1:11 to go. Kirtland does have one timeout left. But a 17-0 lead for Cuyahoga Heights. It appears the Redskins will be moving on. We'll be going down to Scott Leo for some post-game reaction coming up after the game. We'll see who Scott can find on the field. I'm sure he'll try and talk with Al Martin, perhaps more. And what a night for the Redskins as they will pick up their first regional championship since 1998.
Long time. Well deserved. This team's got a chance to go the distance. You knock out the defending state champs and you beat them twice and you shut them out both times. You're doing something right.
Great job tonight by junior quarterback Brett Lowther, just engineering this team, moving him up and down the field, the big strike when he needed it. And still very impressive, Greg, the way they went into the 2-minute drill at the end of the first half. The no-huddle offense just sort of came out of nowhere. Kirtland was out of timeouts, and Heights able to really just pick them apart and move down the field.
Yeah, that tempo changes big in the first half. Both teams struggled offensively, and they score right before the half when throwing the football down the field. That set the tone for the second half, and that big strike certainly to Dylan Drummond was the backbreaker that put him up 2 scores in the third quarter.
It's official. The clock hit 0, and the Cuyahoga Heights Redskins are moving on in the Division 6 state tournament as they upend the incumbent state champs, the Kirtland Hornets, here at Stewart Field tonight. A 17-0 final. As you see the handshakes take place at midfield, 2 opponents with a great deal of respect for each other, the Hornets and Redskins players. Scott Leo is down on the field with head coach, the victorious Al Martin.
All right, thanks, guys. Coach, you beat Kirtland twice in the same season. Both times you shut them out. They were scoring more than 30 points a game. How'd you guys do it on defense?
The defensive coaches, first of all, have a great game plan. We got a lot of good football players on the defensive side of the ball, kids who are very physical, tough kids who tackle well. They did a really good job tonight stopping a really good football team.
After you beat them the first time, I know you told your team that there have been a lot of good teams that haven't been able to get over the hump against a team like Kirtland. What does it say about this group of kids to be able to come back and do it again with this much riding on the line?
Yeah, it's a special group. They got a lot of self-confidence, and they put a lot of time and effort into it, and I'm really happy that they were able to play well when it mattered tonight.
Dylan Drummond was clearly a matchup problem for Kirtland again tonight, and you guys did a lot of trying to get him into one-on-one situations. How big was that 89-yarder in the second half to give you that 2-score cushion?
Yeah, we're down on our 10-yard line. It was real big. Their corner's a good football player. Dylan's all out to try to get open. The kid made some plays. He almost picked one on a hitch earlier. He's a really good football player. Dylan got him on that one. It was a perfect throw by Brett.
You said this is a special group. Obviously, there's another game to play next week. You're 2 away from the state championship. Does this team have what it takes to go all the way?
No idea. I haven't seen any of those teams. I know they're all really good, so we'll have to wait to see on film.
All right, congratulations, Coach.
Thanks. Appreciate it.
Scott, Al, thank you very much. It's a final tonight. Cuyahoga Heights knocks off Kirtland for the second time this season. We'll be back in just a moment to name our player of the game and wrap things up from Solon here on Time Warner Cable Sports Channel. Welcome back to our post-game coverage here on Time Warner Cable Sports Channel. Cuyahoga Heights, the #1 seed, moving on. They're the regional champs in Region 21. They are going to move on and take on Newark Catholic. Newark Catholic coming out of Region 23 as the #5 seed. They knocked off Fort Fry tonight by a final score of 41-7. So the matchup is set for next week at a site to be announced. Cuyahoga Heights and Newark Catholic, and boy, that is going to be a great matchup. Well, a young man who made a big impact tonight is with Scott Leo.
Thanks, Dave. We've got Dylan Drummond with us as the Redskins get ready to accept the regional championship trophy. Kirtland had been in 5 straight state championship games. You guys beat them in week 9. But what did it take to be able to beat them a second time? How tough was it out there?
Honestly, they're a hell of a football team. Every single year we look forward to playing them and playing our hearts out against them. But honestly, in practice all week, we were so focused and so ready to go. And we knew that when we were coming out here, we were going to give 100%. We were going to lead everything we could on the field. And it means a lot. It means the world.
2 touchdown catches. The second one, the 89-yarder, gave you guys some breathing room. I noticed on the sideline, looked like you were dealing with some cramping, but that wasn't going to keep you out of this game, was it?
Oh, definitely not. I wouldn't miss that playing defense or offense for the world. It's the best.
You mentioned defense. You had an interception. You guys shut them out for the second time. They hadn't been shut out since 2010 prior to this. What were you guys able to do on defense to keep them in check?
Honestly, all our coaches have been telling us since 2-a-days, do your job, follow what they have to say, and it's going to be all right. And we've been playing defense exceptionally this whole playoffs and this whole season.
Congratulations, Dylan. Go celebrate with your team.
Yeah, thanks.
Scott, thank you very much. This young man's just a junior. Already getting looks from all the MAC schools, Pitt, Northwestern. Al Martin might have given us the undersell of the week when he said he's a big play receiver. He certainly was tonight.
Let me tell you, there better be some coaches at the next level looking at him because he is a special player. And, you know, he made 2 big offensive catches for touchdowns, the only points of the game in the first half and third quarter. Put him up by 2 scores. He got the interception on the defensive side in the first half. And, you know, a game like this, it's about 2 or 3 plays going one way or the other. And Dylan Drummond was the one making plays for Cuyahoga Heights, and it turned out to be the difference in the game.
Well, an easy choice for our player of the game, Dylan Drummond, as we saw there. The Redskins hoisting that regional championship trophy. There's your interception. And here's the first touchdown, and proved to be all they would need tonight with that great defense. But here's the big one. I know you thought this was really the key play in the ballgame, Greg.
Well, his speed to run to the football and run to the open area, catch the ball, and run away from the defense is spectacular and very special. That's a young man that has a good chance to play at the next level. But right now they want to focus on keeping advancing. They have a chance. They really do have a chance. Coach Martin kind of downplayed it, but this team has a chance to go all the way without a doubt.
Well, Greg, great working with you tonight, and looking forward to your analysis and commentary of a semifinal somewhere next week. Enjoy the Ohio State game tomorrow.
Yes, I will. Go Bucks.
All right. Thanks also to Scott Leo for all his great work on the sideline tonight. Thanks to our producer, Carrie Smith, Jim J. Jack, our director, and all of our hardworking crew here tonight at Solon High School. Final score tonight, Cuyahoga Heights 17, Kirtland nothing. Tune in next week for more high school football playoff action. Check your local listings for the games that we'll bring you here on Time Warner Cable Sports Channel. For our entire crew, David Wilson saying goodbye from Solon, Ohio. Cuyahoga Heights, moving on.